play some poker. It's a $100 buy-in today. It's a midday tournament at the Charity Poker Hall. It's only like 10 minutes down the road. Honestly, this is gonna be way easier for us than driving 2 hours to go jump into a multi-day because Corey just doesn't have the stamina for that right now with his back after just getting out of surgery. And I can't be selfish, you know, gotta take care of my man. And I do love him, so I'm trying my best. So yeah, we'll go try and see what we can do with this charity poker. And like I said, it's a $100 buy-in. And hopefully Corey and I can sit there for a little while and just have some fun. That one, the one without lipstick. All right, look at him go. Corey's seat, what, 8? Yeah. I am. Because you're just so famous. Yeah, I can't help it. Here's your tippy poo. Alright, we have a whole one table. We're that cool, guys. So if you can't beat one table, then you're just really bad at poker. I like to see who's going to be aggressive pre-flop. Now, I have a decent hand, Jack 10, and it's 200 to go. My husband puts in the call. Don't know what he has. I put in for 200. I later find out Corey had queen high, queen 6, and seat 1 makes it 1,000. He's a friend of ours. He's a little bit of an aggressive player. Corey calls for 1,000, and I fold.
Yeah, queen.
What do you have?
Oh, neutral.
There's an urban legend that if you win the first pot, you're doomed to lose the entire tournament. The next couple of hands are easy folds, which is a-okay with me. I don't want to chip up too early in a tournament. Let's get better hands later on. This next hand is interesting. I've got pocket 3s, and this is a hand that most people want to play, but for me, I'm gonna fold, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I am seeing a lot of aggression out of this table very early. And like I said, we're only one table right now. I'm gonna sit back and kind of observe for a second, which is why I folded my pocket 3s here. Now, my husband's a different story. This guy came here to play. Flop is ace of clubs, 3 of clubs, 7 of diamonds, queen of clubs, and 5 of hearts. One of these guys either has 2-4 or the flush. Come on, guys. Flush. It wasn't that obvious. Nobody called you on a flush at all. Okay, boys, it's Mama's turn. I am under the gun +1, and I have pocket kings. I'm gonna raise this up to a lovely 12. Like I said, this table's been aggressive, and this is about what they've been raising pre-flop. I have a feeling that seat 1 will call me. Sure enough, my good old friend Bob, Mr. Aggro Player, calls my 1200 pre-flop. We go to a flop, which I like to say is pretty tasty. King right in the window. I check for deception. He checks back. Another king on the turn. All right, well, maybe he'll call for 2,000. This guy folds.
Wow. Wow.
The very next hand, I have 6-5 of hearts. Now I like this hand, and I'm in early position. I'm not gonna raise it, go crazy, because I got too many people calling behind me. I go ahead and call for 200, and middle position, just as I know somebody down there on that end of the table is going to raise, raises to 600. Now we get multiple callers for 600. I think, yeah, it ends up being 6 in total for $3,600 pre-flop pot, myself included, and we end up going to a pretty interesting flop here. The flop ends up running out to show 7 of hearts, 3 of hearts, and 9 of spades. That's a very nice flop for me. It checks around to me, I check back. I kind of want to see where I'm at right now, because like I said, the other side of the table has been very aggro, and as expected, the guy in the poker go is going to bet out for 4,000 over the pot. Wow, didn't expect that. So what am I gonna do here with my 6-5 of hearts? I'm kind of like thinking I should call, but at the same time I'm like, could he have a higher flush? Could I miss my straight? Do I want to like lose that much of my chips this early? I don't know. I probably should have called here, guys, and just went for it, but I fold.
Oh yeah.
Let me say this again on camera. I'm gonna blind call you. Blind. I haven't looked at my cards yet. I'm gonna check. All right, now I'm gonna look.
Look.
Oh, I have a really good hand. Yeah, I'm folding here. There's no way he didn't hit this flop. You're not gonna bet out on that unless you hit it. All right, I'm on the button and I've got king 9 off. Not a bad hand to wake up on the button with. You know, I wanna at least try and see a flop. I'm not afraid of a flop. And of course, it's gonna be 1,200 to go. So I call. The blinds were 2 and 400, but like I said, it's been 1,200 to see almost all flops. So we get 4 people to the flop, which comes 8 of clubs, 10 of hearts, and ace of spades. Yeah, I've got king 9, so I've got up and down straight, draw, runner, runner opportunity, but I don't know, guys. I'm not really feeling it anymore. And I have a feeling these guys are just gonna keep betting and betting and betting. And sure enough, my fold and guess that these guys would keep barreling into this board was correct. As the guy next to me checks, and then the guy across from him bets out for 3,600 using a 5,000 chip. The guy next to me thinks about it for a few seconds and ultimately folds. You guys, I'm not lying when I say it just continued like this. As I said, this is one very action-heavy table, and this was very interesting. Have you guys ever seen a 5-way chop? Or, yeah, that's crazy.
I've never seen one. No.
I fold a few crappy hands here because, well, I'm just not gonna play trash and get myself into trouble. Unlike these guys, I'm not feeling fishy. All right, Corey, how many chips do you have? Are you a monster?
45.
I have a whole 37,000 chips. I'm getting low, babe. I'm getting low.
You're about 50 something.
Why are you gonna rub it in like that? So rude.
We'll build a story.
All of my yellow and blues are gone. Somehow they ended up over there. Okay guys, I've got ace 10 off in the cutoff, and Under the Gun made this 1,200 pre-flop when the blinds were 3 and 600. The guy next to me raises it up to 36. And it folds around to middle position, who decides to put in the call.
All right, babe. Good luck to you.
I am thinking about calling here, but then I kind of get distracted because my husband is told he's moving to a new table. I know. They're starting to get more players showing up, and now we're going to go to 2 tables. So now this is in my head, and I make a pretty good fold here, guys. Mr. $3,600 button pre-flop had pocket queens and hit a set right on the flop. We got another table going, guys. We got another table going. We got some serious players over there. Okay, guys, I've got ace 10 off again. I seem to be getting this hand a lot. Well, I decide to raise my small blind. I can't say this enough. People do not raise their small and big blinds enough in a tournament. I get one caller and we go to a flop which runs out Jack, Queen, King, 2 spades. You gotta remember, I have the ace of spades here. And I also just smacked the board really hard with Broadway. So I check for deception. He checks back. The turn is an ace of clubs. This is interesting. So I bet out for 4,000. and the cutoff calls for the 4,000. We get a river, which comes the 10 of spades on the river. So now I know that this is just a chop board, period. And I flip over ace 10, and the cutoff flips over queen 10. So nothing else to do here except for take it and chop it. Choppy, 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 choppy. I shouldn't have trapped. That's what I get for trapping. Raise. 3.
3,000.
So I decided to raise for 3,000 on the button here because it's just enough to get people to call, but at the same time I'd rather get this heads up. So in my head I'm just literally thinking, give me a jack, give me a jack, give me a jack. Ask and you shall receive. Sometimes the poker gods, I swear they actually hear me. I decide to bet for 5,000 after the flop. Unfortunately though, these two guys freaking
Not
fold.
a bad one. I don't show them all, but I show the ones I like.
Nice flop.
The very next hand, I get dead man's hand, ace 8 of spades, and I make it 2,000 to go. The guy next to me on the button, who I seem to be getting into a lot of pots with, calls. And the board runs out with an ace on the flop. I bet for another 2,000, and he immediately calls me, and we go to a turn. I decide to check, and he checks. The river is nothing. I check again, he checks, and I beat him by 1 card. He had ace 7, I had ace 8. I'll take down this baby pot. The next hand, I get ace queen, and I make it 4,000 to go. I'm kind of on a heater here, and these guys are not new to poker. So it folds around, and I end up taking down this little pot. And just like that, my heater is over, and I run card dead for a little bit. Which honestly, like I said, I'm okay with. We're getting ready to hit break, and I'm happy to just fold right now. And just like that, we're at break, and I have 38,000 in chips. All right, we're on our first break, and Corey, how many chips do you have?
50-ish.
About 40. So, yeah, slow and steady, trying to win the right pots and stay out of ones that I should be chasing.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, right after break, the blinds are 500, 1,000, and I wake up on the button with pocket 9s. So I make it 5,000 to go, because if I'm gonna get a caller, I want this to be heads up, which is exactly what I get. And the flop comes 10, 7, jack, rainbow, which isn't bad for pocket 9s, but I check behind here, and the turn gives another 10. I decide to call for another 5,000, and we get a rivered 6. So I'm sitting here with pocket 9s, and I don't really know what to do. I feel like maybe he missed his draw and didn't hit the straight. So when he bets out for 11,000, I don't know, I just feel like this is very heavy and questionable, so I call, and he ends up winning with trip 10s. So I lose a really decent amount of my chips here.
All right, you guys, I ordered a crispy mimosa with Prosecco, so you know what that means. It's go time.
Okay, I'm short stacked, and I said it's go time. I'm in the small blind with King Jack off, and I decide to call a raise for 4,800. We end up going heads up to a flop, which comes in my favor, let's just say that. A nice jack 10, 8, top pair for me with a good kicker. I decide I don't want to see any more cards. I'm all in. And just like that, the other player folds, and we scoop this pot. Then I hear Corey say, all in.
Jack off. I'm all in.
All in.
You guys are the bet who goes home first?
I kind of. King, queen. Oh, shit. I'm all in too, Corey. Jack. I'll take a jack. Oh, nice hand. So, we both got knocked out at the same time. What was your last hand?
Shit, king jack offsuit.
I had king queen offsuit. And then the other guy got smacked with the deck again.
Yeah, pocket aces. Then he
Oh,
had, like,
of course.
boat over boat, but of course he hits his ace on it.
That's how it goes. Sometimes you get smacked with a deck too. That's how poker goes, guys. But I think it's funny that Corey and I both end up getting knocked out at the same time. So that should tell you something, right? We're like kind of similar, considering that he coached me how to play poker. So just a little funny. And then we almost had the exact same hand. He had king jack offsuit and I had king queen offsuit. So all in, pre-flop, both of us. And we both got beat. As you guys saw, I went up against ace queen. So what can you do? All right, even though we got knocked out of the tournament this morning, we're gonna go back and play again tonight while we watch the Lions game. Woohoo, go Lions. They're gonna win, let's not lie. However, it never feels like a loss when you get to eat G's Kitchen and cocktails, because the food is just fantastic. Do you agree?
Yeah, very good.
Pretty good, yeah. And you can't go wrong because our bartender's pretty awesome too.
There you go.
Here's Luke. Luke, say hi to everybody.
Hi!
Luke's gonna make me a hottie toddy.
You like it?
Here we go.
Perfect. Thank you, Lukey.
No problem. What's up? What
That's
happened?
all the numbers.
Oh, just that? You want to change this?
All the
Oh, I'm in heaven. That's perfect for a cold, like Michigan day. Oh my gosh, this hottie toddy is hitting the spot. Okay, guys, I'll be real honest. I gotta end this because this is gonna go in my tummy. It's that good. Hope you guys enjoyed, and catch us on our next vlog. Bye. Well, we may not have won the morning tournament, but we took down the tag team tonight. And there's 3 of us left. It was only $100 less to chop 3 ways. So we went ahead and took the chop.
Wish my Detroit Lions could have won, but